Hi guys, welcome to AndroGuider. So in this video we will be reviewing Exodus. So this is a beta build of Exodus. The ROM is not out by any, there are no official builds of the ROM out yet. The ROM is still under development, and that is why this is a beta build. So this ROM is based on the latest maintenance release of Nougat, which is 7.1.2. I can't view the security patch from in here. I don't know why. Maybe they have hidden it. So I don't have any clue about that. But anyway, the build date of the ROM is 26th of May, and since we are progressing up, we have got I think 3 or 4 beta builds now. So we should be having a stable official build of Exodus starting up soon. So currently, I'm just reviewing this ROM just to give you guys an idea of what the beta version of the ROM has, and I have been using it since the last day or so, and I haven't come across any bug in particular which would stop you from using this ROM as your daily driver. So the ROM is pretty stable right now, and that's why I'm saying that. We should be having an official build of the ROM soon whenever the developers feel like that. So first up we have the clock and date settings, so you can either show or hide the clock use entirely using this master switch. Then you can configure the alignment of the clock, right, center or left, wherever you want to have it. Then if you want to show the AM/PM style, then we have got a couple of font sizes for that. This is the small one and this is the normal one. Then you can similarly show the date along with the clock, and we have got a bunch of styles for that as well: lowercase, uppercase, this was the normal one, and then a bunch of date formats to choose from. Yeah, so a lot of options in here. Then you also have the network traffic settings. You can show the data rate exchange speeds using this option. So you can either enable the outgoing, incoming, or both the outgoing and the incoming traffic. Then you can tweak the display unit, bits per second or bytes per second. Update interval, again you can tweak that as per your choice. And then if you wish to auto hide the network arrows when there is no data exchange going on, then you can enable this option. And inactivity threshold means that when the data rate speed is below 10 kbs per second, then the network traffic indicators would be hidden automatically. Then you can enable or disable the VoLT label as well. Then we have a bunch of power menu tweaks. Using this option, you can enable advanced reboot, and under power menu items, we have got a reboot menu and an airplane mode option. So a bunch of options in here, and well, you can see advanced reboot works as well. uh, that's all what we have currently in under system modes. Again, I'm saying that since this is a beta build, it is susceptible to bugs, and at the same time, not many features have been added yet. They would be added in the coming weeks or so, and we should be having an official build of the ROM soon. But currently, we just have a beta build, so it's still under development. um Okay, display settings. We do have night light in here. Then sleep timer settings. The maximum limit is 30 minutes. Then we have ambient display as well. We have got settings for that down below in the settings menu. Then you can configure the font size, display size, cast, and all that basic stuff. Then sound settings. You do get playback control. Then you can configure the sounds for, you can enable or disable the dial pad tone, screen locking sound, screenshot shutter sound, charging sounds, touch sounds, vibrate on tap, and all that stuff is present in here. Then we have got the button settings. So using this first option, you can either enable or disable the on-screen navigation bar. Then if you want to swap the back key and the recent key, you can do that. Then you can configure the backlight timeouts, but for that you will have to uh, disable the on-screen navigation bar. Then you can configure the long press and the double tap actions for all the all the keys which you are using: home button, back button, recents button. So again, if you want to have a look at the options which we get in, so these are the bunch of options which we have. Again, since the ROM is still under development, more options are expected to be added on, and I will be reviewing Exodus once again once the official builds of the ROM have started. So those options are same for each, and for both the double tap as well as the long press options. uh, then under apps, these are the list of apps which we get. AZ screen recorder, we don't get that by default. And I think we have got some sort of custom camera in. I don't know, maybe it looked pretty similar to the Snapdragon camera. I will be covering up the camera later on. Then we have got an email client, and we have got something known as the Snapdragon launcher as well. Again, it doesn't have many tweaks, but it does have certain good features about it. Then a music player, gallery, all that. I will be covering all that stuff later on. Then moving on, battery settings. Nothing special here. And then you can tweak when the battery saver should be on. 5% or 15% is the maximum limit when the battery saver will be enabled automatically. Then gestures, you have double tap the power button to launch the camera. Then we have got a bunch of settings for ambient display, security. Unknown sources is not enabled by default, so you will have to enable that if you plan to sideload any apps. And if you want to see, then we don't have any grid size customizations for the power menu, sorry, for the lock screen. And under settings, you can tweak the lock screen message. uh, and then right under developer options, OEM unlocking is enabled by default. Then demo mode is present in here if you want to play around with that. USB debugging is also enabled by default, so it's great to see that. Then if you are Exodus does support substratum, so if you can use any substratum theme if you want to. And if you are using a beta testing build of substratum, then make sure you enable this option. Then we have got a bunch of Wi-Fi and mobile data tweaks. Animation settings, using the smallest width, you can customize this attribute to change your device's DPI. Then we have got the GPU settings. And lastly, if you want to force all the activities to be resizable for split screen mode, you can enable this option. And then if you want to save up on your internal storage, you can enable force allow apps on external. Yeah, we are pretty much done with the settings menu. So now we'll just take a look at the inbuilt applications. And again, I have been using this ROM for about a day, and I haven't experienced any bugs at all. The camera is working absolutely fine. Just in case if you want to see that it is working fine. It is currently rested on a table, so you won't be able to. So that's why you are not able to view any image from the backlens. Anyways, it some in a way this appears to be similar to the Snapdragon camera, but since we saw that in the packaging name, I don't know, but it sort of appears to be same to Snapdragon camera to me, some old version of Snapdragon camera maybe. But again, the package name which we had seen under the applications menu, that was, again, I will just let you guys have a look at that again. You can see that the Ra, you know RAJMU, this is the name of the device maintainer for the Redmi Note 3. uh, but it sort of seems inspired by Snapdragon camera, although I might be completely wrong about that. But anyways, we have got a bunch of filters in here, so great number of options in here. Then you can tweak HDR from here. And then if you want to, okay, so these are the filters. And these are the different camera modes which we have. Then you can enable or disable HDR. We'll just take a quick look at the settings. You can tweak the GPS location, picture size. You can choose the quality, countdown timer, storage location, face detection, ISO, red eye reduction, shutter sound, and all that stuff. So a bunch of options even in the stock camera. And if you want to check out, then we have got all almost everything in here. um then we do get an FM radio application as well, a messaging app. Quick look at the gallery. So you can sort your you can view the your images or videos, timeline, albums, videos. They are sorted under those headers. And then if you sort of wish to edit any image in particular, then the gallery even provides you with great options for that. These are the options which we have: slideshow, set picture as details, print. And I think I have actually covered this up many times. You can tweak the filters. You can crop it, straighten the image, rotate it, change the exposure values. And if you want to just change its, I think, location, if you want to uh, change that, if you just want to play around, hello from, etc., etc., if you want to sort of do something like that, then you can do that. Then you can tweak the time, if you want to set that in, so yeah, a lot of options, even in the stock emulator, food, emotions. So a lot of options even in the uh, inbuilt editor in the gallery app. So again, a lot of options in here. Moving on, in fact, the video player which we have in here, that's pretty cool as well. We'll just maybe, uh, let's see, start over. So from the right edge you can configure the volume level, and from the left edge you can by swiping across left and right on your screen, you can configure the video timeline, and by swiping left or right on the video you can configure the brightness. So yeah, again, by this will help you take screenshots, and using this you can go to full screen and even further zoom in into the video. So yeah, that's what we have got in the videos. We have got a sound recorder in as well. Um, then a music player, again, pretty great options in here. You can sort uh, by artists, albums, songs, playlists. In fact, we Snapdragon Audio Plus allows you to tweak the audio output. So again, it's great to see that option. Um, you can create playlists, etc., etc., and do all that stuff. um, so yeah, that's pretty much what we have in the uh, music application. And then okay, using a web view, this is some sort of web browser which we have. So if you would just quickly want me to load up our site, and let's see. And in fact, I want to show you, just observe the Wi-Fi symbol for a moment. You can see those data exchange arrows going on. Actually, this is not something which Nougat based AOSP ROMs have, but this is something special uh, which uh, which Exodus have done. And actually, I have actually observed similar indicators in the quick settings panel at times as well. I might be wrong about that as well, but I have actually seen that. In fact, I think you just saw, yeah, there you go. You can see similar indicators in the quick settings panel. And I will just let you guys also have a look at the stuff which we get, the quick setting tiles which we have. So these are the ones which are enabled by default, and these are the ones which you can further add on. So not a lot of options at this time, but again, this ROM is still in development stage. And I'll just see if we can enable the system UI tuner. Okay, so system UI tuner has been added to the settings. I don't expect a lot of options. System UI tuner show with volume controls, volume button shortcut, all that stuff. Status bar, from in here you can enable or disable any options. You can also, I think, tweak. Okay, so the show hours, minutes, and seconds option doesn't work from in here, but headset icon, if you want to enable or disable that, you can do that. Other settings, these are power notification controls. uh, well, yeah, so these are the features which we have. And this is the inbuilt web browser. This is sort of, you can't view multiple tabs in here. If you want to, if say if I just maybe open some article, I had written this one recently. So maybe if I just open it up, and if I just want to go back to the home page, when I just tap on back, it will instead close the web view window. So this is just maybe a testing application or anything, something like that, a testing web browser. But you'll have to obviously use some other web browser. And these are the wallpapers which the ROM includes. This is the stock one. uh, in fact, this is the stock one. uh, you can configure this one, and if you tap on wallpapers further, you will be able to see a bunch of other options. And when you tap on this, you will be taken back to that same menu. Yeah, so these are the wallpapers which we have. Widgets, we have got widgets for the music player, uh, gallery, email, so a bunch of options. And settings, the launcher only has one customization to for home screen rotation. And one thing which I will mention which I mention every time in all my Nougat based ROM reviews is that just ensure that you open up this users option, and no matter which Nougat based ROM you are using, just make sure that you fill up this emergency information. And you can actually access this emergency information if if you ever run into any accident, god forbid that. But uh, if you if anything ever happens to you, and some person happens to pick up your phone to try and contact your loved ones, then they will be able to access your emergency contacts and your medical information from in here. So this just might come in handy. This information can even be accessed on secured lock screens. If you have a pin or a pattern lock or something like that, this information can even be accessed on a secure lock screen. So just make sure that you fill this up. And lastly, the stock launcher supports double tap to sleep. This is something which there isn't a setting for that, but I happen to come across this. Well, so I guess this pretty much concludes our Nougat based our review of Exodus uh, based on Nougat 7.1.2. I will have another review out on the official builds of Exodus whenever they are out. So yeah, this is the end for this video. So in case you like the video, hit that like button, and in case you want to get a notification in whenever we upload our future videos through this channel, then do subscribe to us as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, have a nice day, and we will catch you guys in the next one.